Ho ho hello, it is me, Becky. Thank you for stopping by for yet another day of Bookmas. Today's video is one that I'm super excited about. I did this video last year, and even though it didn't get me a lot of views, it was one of my favorite things to film. And that is going through the nicknames or endearments that I have kept track of in books this year and play a little game that I'm gonna call Hot or Bothered. I've written them down on little pieces of paper. You can tell this is quite full. So I'm gonna pull one out, and if it would make me hot if somebody called me these nicknames, okay, we're gonna get a little dangerous here. I'm gonna remove an article of clothing. For you pervs out there who might stumble across, no, you're not gonna get that kind of video. This is not OnlyFans. I'm not even monetized. You're not gonna see the goods for free. But I will be removing an article of clothing, okay? If I would be bothered by these nicknames, if I would hate them, I'm gonna put a piece of clothing on. Oh my god, I love it. I'm sorry, I'm so fucking happy to do this video. It makes me so happy. But here's the kicker. There are 10 nicknames that you're not going to be aware of in this video. I have saved my top 5 favorite and my top least favorite. Because tonight, Jackie at First Lady Reads and April at Happily Ever April and I are going to do a live show because they have kept track of nicknames as well this year. And we are going to share our top 5 favorite and top 5 least favorite on that live show. So if you want to see what our collective favorites and non-favorites are, tune into that, okay? I will leave the link to the live show down in the description. You can hit the notification to get notified when we go live. I'm so excited for this. Can't tell you. It's gonna be fun. But they are also hopefully putting out individual videos today as well, just going over the rest of the nicknames that they have found in books this year. So, are you ready to play a Hot or Bothered with me? Just as a reference, okay, because I know you can't see my entire body, I have a short sleeve shirt, a long sleeve shirt, and a sports bra on, and then on the bottom, I have a pair of jeans with leggings underneath, and I only have one pair of socks on, okay? The hat is going to be one of the last things I remove if I get hot repeatedly in a row, because I did not wash my hair today, and it ain't pretty. So with all that out of the way, let's see how hot or bothered I am by these nicknames. Okay, first up we have Sunshine. This is what the male main character in Never Just Friends called the female main character. Listen, I would be hot for this, okay? I like the nickname Sunshine. I'm also wearing my slippers, so we're gonna count that as an article of clothing. I'm gonna take off one slipper. Next up we have Tesoro, which means treasure, and this comes from his Tesoro, the male main character calls the female main character this. Would I be hot for this? It is in a different language, and I do like terms of endearments and nicknames that are said in different languages. If he would just call her treasure, I would have hated that, but because it's in a different language and he calls her Tesoro, I think I'm gonna be hot for this. So here comes the other slipper. Little Violet. This comes from White Horse Black Knight. The male main character calls the female main character those. If you watched last year's video, you will know I don't like terms of endearment that start with little, and Little Violet is one of those, and I just don't like this. I don't find it cute or anything, so this would bother me if somebody called me Little Violet. If they just called me Violet, I would have been hot for it, but because it's Little Violet, no, I'm not. So I'm gonna put one of my slippers back on. Is this just gonna be a video of me taking my slippers on and off? We'll see. Up next, Little Viper from the Maleficent Fairy. Male main character calls female main character this. Again, if he would just call her Viper, I would dig that, but it's Little Viper, and I don't find that endearing. So I'm gonna put my other slipper back on. Okay, up next, Nessie. This is a nickname for the male main character in Under Lock and Key. This is what the female main character calls him this because he is a Loch Ness Monster shifter. I know it makes sense in the context of the character, but if somebody were to call me Nessie, I don't know that I would like that. Well, would I? I don't know that I'm entirely turned off by it, okay? Because I do like the Loch Ness Monster. It wouldn't make sense for somebody to call me this because I don't have a name that's even close to Ness or anything like that. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. But because I'm not completely bothered by it, I'll take off my slipper again. Okay. Starlight. This is what the male main character calls the female main character in The Stars Are Dying. I would be hot for this, I'm not gonna lie. I like the nickname Starlight. You could even drop it down to Star. It works for me. This one is Hager, which means hunter in German, I believe. Any Germans out there watching me, please let me know if I got that right or not. This is from Night of the Witch, and this is actually a nickname that the female main character gives the male main character because he's literally a hunter. I don't think I would like this nickname just because I don't like the way it sounds. I'm gonna be bothered by this, okay? But just to make it a little more fun, I'm gonna put another shirt on so that I'm not taking my slippers on and off. And we're gonna negate the slippers, okay? The slippers are out of the game. From now on, it's gonna be different articles of clothing. Okay, Jaeger has me bothered, so there we go. Now I have 3 shirts on. Next up, we have Berry from Be With Me. This is what the male main character calls the female main character because she wears berry flavored chapstick. I don't like this. I don't like food associated nicknames. So we're gonna put on another article of clothing. I feel like Joey in that episode of Friends. Next, we have Mayhem. This is from Scythe and Sparrow. The male main character calls the female main character this. I think I would be hot for this. I wouldn't mind if somebody called me Mayhem. Nobody ever would because it just doesn't make sense for my personality, but it'd make me hot, okay? So thank God I can remove an article of clothing. Next, we have, oh sweet Jesus, Little Muse. This comes from Spells, Strings, and Forgotten Things. This is a book I DNF'd, but I read enough of it to get this nickname. I would hate this. I would hate this so much. This just sounds patronizing. Why wouldn't you just call her Muse? Why wouldn't you just call me Muse? Why do you have to add Little Muse? I hate this. So we're putting the shirt that I just took off back on. All right, next up we have Ousted Mian, which means my love, and this comes from My Wolf. The male main character calls the female main character this. I would be hot for this. Ousted Mian. It's not the most flow off the tongue nickname, but I like My Love as a nickname, but this said in a different language, it works for me. So off the shirt comes again. I never thought I would be on camera saying I hope I lose more article of clothing, but I really hope this is a good one. Flame. This is from The Sea Witch. This is what the male main character calls the female main character because I think she has red hair. I would be hot for this, okay? It's not my favorite by any means, but he doesn't call her Little Flame. He just calls her Flame. And that's literally hot. So yay, I get to remove a piece of clothing. We're essentially back down to where we started. Okay. Love. Nice and simple. This comes from King of Pride, Of Mist and Shadow, and Morbidly Yours. All the male characters called the female main characters. I would be hot for this. I just said I love the endearment my love, but love, yes, I love this. It makes me hot. Because of that, off comes another shirt. Whew, we're getting dangerously close to the bra showing. What is this one gonna be? Witchling. This comes from Loves a Witch. The male main character calls the female main character this. Witchling. You know what? I would be hot for this too. It has the connotation of Little Witch, but it's not Little Witch. You know what I'm saying? It's Witchling. And I would be hot for that. But instead of taking off a shirt, I'm gonna take off my jeans. Oh, God. Okay, jeans are off. Next one. Is it gonna make me hot or is it gonna make me bothered? Goddess. This is from East. This is what the male main character calls the female main character. If y'all watched last year's video, you know I would be hot for Goddess. I'm gonna take a sock off. Woo! Next we have Moonbeam. This is also what the male main character in East called the female. He had a lot of nicknames for her. I would be hot for this too. I like celestial terms of endearment. Okay. So off comes the other sock. Demon. This is what the female main character calls the male main character in Fear the Flames. If somebody called me Demon, I think I would be hot for that. I think I said this in last year's video too. Yeah, Demon would make me hot. Nobody would ever call me that. I'm gonna take my leggings off because y'all can't see the bottom half of me. So I'll pretty much just be standing here in a shirt and my underwear. Oh, bless you. There's my bottoms, okay. I went from hoping that I would get hot to now hoping that I get bothered so I can put some clothes back on. Okay, next one is Lunamishka. This comes from Anathema. This is what the male main character calls the female main character. It means moon witch. Damn it. I would be hot for this. I like this nickname, Lunamishka. Lord, okay. I'm gonna be standing here in my bra pretty much. This is as much as y'all are gonna see flesh-wise, okay? So if you were hoping for more than this, sorry to disappoint. I need something to bother me because I need to put clothes back on. This is a bad idea. Okay. Please be something I'm bothered by. Next is Amor. I would be hot for this. This comes from King of Greed. Alright, y'all, I'm taking my underwear off now. I gotta go shut my curtains. My neighbors can't see me standing around buck-ass naked. Alright, trust me, here's my underwear. I'm literally just standing in a bra and a hat. The hat might have to come off next. Please give me something I hate. Okay. Scold. This is from Arusha Wings. The male main character calls the female main character this for some reason. Maybe she scolds him a lot. I don't know. But I would not be hot for this. This would bother me. I just don't like the way it sounds. So yay. I get to put my underwear back on. Next we have Ember Valen, which is a totally made up word in this book. It came from House of Glass and Night. The male main character calls the female main character this, and it means one who makes me a better man. Ember Valen. Valney? It's either Valen or Valney. I just don't like this. I like the context that it's in a different language, and I like the meaning of it, but just the way it's Ember Valney, it doesn't work for me. So I'm bothered by this, so I'm gonna put a shirt back on. Yay, I can cover up. I'm not gonna get too cocky though, because the next one I could turn around and just take this right back off. Next up, Hexa, which means witch, and this comes from Night of the Witch. The male main character calls the female main character this because she's literally a witch. Jesus, Pete. Okay, I would be hot for this. Okay, it means witch, but I like the way Hexa sounds, so the shirt's coming back off. Next one is gonna be Firebird, and this literally comes from Firebird. The male main character calls the female main character this. I hated this book, and I hate these characters. But if somebody called me Firebird, I'm not gonna lie, I would be hot for that. Okay, I would. Even though it's an animal connotation, I feel like this is a more specific animal connotation, and I like the way it sounds. It sounds more powerful. So, unfortunately, my underwear are gonna come right back off. My cat is also watching me like, what the fuck are you doing, Mom? All right, next up we have Karos. This comes from Whisper of the Deep. The male main character calls the female main character this. I don't remember what this means in the sense of their language, but this is one I wouldn't be hot for. I don't like the way Karos. I would not be hot for that, so I'm gonna put my underwear back on. Okay, let's see what the next one's gonna be. Darling. This comes from the Striker. The male main character calls the female main character this, and to be honest, I've never liked this term of endearment. Darling, it just doesn't work for me. So yay, I get to put my shirt back on. Next up, we have Sweet Pea. This comes from Tattletale. The male main character calls the female main character this. I don't like this either. I don't like the way this sounds. Sweet Pea? That's not a good endearment. So, should I put my leggings back on or should I put a shirt on? I'm gonna put another shirt on. This one is Miyakara, which means my darling, and this comes from King of Wrath. Male main character calls female main character this. I would be hot for this, okay? I would. I like Miyakara. So I'm gonna take my underwear off now that I have two shirts on. There's my underwear again. Next one, let's see. Babe. This comes from Make Me Hot. I think both of the characters refer to each other as this. I have never liked this term of endearment. Not once. It makes me think of the pig, and I just don't like it. It's so common. So off comes a shirt. Ooh. I'm really glad y'all can't see the bottom half of me. This one is Warrior, and this comes from Seduction of a Highland Lass. Female main character calls the male main character this. Warrior. Would I like it if somebody called me that? I think I would be bothered by this. I don't hate it. It's not the most egregious thing, but just how it sounds, Warrior. So I'm gonna put my underwear back on. Yay. Next is My Wind. This comes from The Fool and the Sparrow. I believe the male main character calls the female main character this. I would not like to be referred to as my wind. That just makes me think of a fart. So I am going to I think I'm going to put my leggings on because my legs are getting a little cold. And then I can open my blinds again. Get some more light in here. Okay, see? I got my leggings on. Next up, we have Little Witch. This comes from Spookily Yours. The male main character calls female main character this. Listen, I like the nickname Witch. I really do. I don't like Little Witch. I don't. It just pisses me off. Just call her Witch, or even Witchling like we talked about before, but Little Witch just irritates me. I hate oh, I hate it so much. So a shirt is going back on. This shirt is inside out, and I don't want to spend the time putting it right side in, so it's just going to be an inside out shirt. I'm sure it'll come off eventually anyway. Next, we have Cherub. This comes from Rhapsodic. The male main character calls the female main character this. I don't like this nickname either. Cherub. It just makes me think of those fat little baby statues. I don't like this. So we're going to put on another shirt. We're sort of going in the opposite direction now. Now I'm going to be like, oh, give me some more ones that I love so I could take some clothes off again. True. This is from Queen Move. The male main character calls the female main character this. I think it's like a shortened version of her real name. I cannot remember her real name though, but I feel like that's why he calls her True. Would I like that if somebody called me True? I don't think so. I don't think this would make any sense to me at all unless I was a really truthful person. But I just don't like True. I don't like the way that sounds unless it was a shortened version of my name, which it's not. So I am going to put a slipper on. Next up, we have Champ. This is from Captivating. The female main character calls the male main character this because I believe he was a champion MMA fighter. I would not like it if somebody called me Champ for any reason. Just sounds like something a dude bro would say, you know? Champ. So the other slipper's going back on. So now I'm up to both feet slippered, leggings, and 3 shirts and a hat. Sweetheart. This comes from Bite the Woman That Feeds. Male main character calls female main character this. I would actually be hot for this, okay? I actually really do like the nickname Sweetheart. So I'm going to take a shirt off. This one is going to be Starna, which means starlight, and this comes from The Last Daughter. Yep, I would get hot for this. Starna, I like how that sounds, plus it means starlight. So I would definitely be hot if somebody called me this. Should I take a shirt off or a slipper? Let's take a shirt off. Next one is Little Bird from Spells and Slip-Ups. Male main character calls a female main character this for some reason. I don't even know why. I hate every bit of this. I mean, if you're gonna call somebody a little bird, could you at least be specific with the type of bird? Little crow? Little robin? Something. Jesus. This one is Witch from Within Her Magic. Male main character calls female main character this. As I've already mentioned through the many variations of witch that I've shared, this makes me hot. So a slipper is being removed. Next up, we have Little Sun from the Spider King. He calls her that. If he would have just called her Sun or Sunshine, I would have been hot for it. But he had to have little in there. Little Sun. Nope, it annoys me. So the slipper's going back on. What's this one gonna be? Hot or bothered, hot or bothered, hot or bothered. This is Princess. This comes from Under Lock and Key, Twisted Games, Captivating, and Friend Me. Princess is a very popular nickname. And you know what? It's popular with me too. It makes me hot. I like the nickname Princess. So I'll take off a shirt again. Okay, I got 2 left. So there's no way in hell I'm going to get down to my bare ass again. Okay. This one is Ugly One from East. He called her that. That would annoy the hell out of me, and that's not a term of endearment. So the shirt's going back on. And the last one, but keep in mind, I still haven't shared with y'all my favorite and my least favorite, the best and the worst. If you want to hear what those are, tune into our live show tonight, okay? I won't be removing clothes on the live show, just FYI, but tune in for the fun. All right, last one. Am I going to remove a piece of clothing or add a piece of clothing? What's it going to be? It is Little Snowflake from Wed to the Ice Giant. He calls her this. I hate this. I hated it the first time I read it, and I still hate it. So we're going to put on my jeans again. There you go. And that's it. That was Hot or Bothered, the nicknames that I kept track of this year. Not a bad way to end it, fully clothed. Listen, I know this is dumb, okay? I know it's dumb, but I had fucking fun doing this. Even when I was butt naked and I had to close my blinds, I had fun doing this. So, let me know down in the comments. Do you keep track of the nicknames in books? Will you in the future? I would love it if more people did this because I think this is so much fun. And I'm gonna do it next year too. Look for Jackie and April's individual videos of all the nicknames they kept track of, okay? I will have both of their channels linked in the description. So with that, thank you so much for watching, and until tomorrow's Bookmas video, go put some clothes on or take them off if you're hot. Bye.